Hello and welcome to the John Cady podcast. I'm John Cady, U.S. Navy retired, former minister, and man who's experienced a lot of things. In this episode, I'm going to touch on something that has been all over the internet. I don't care what social media platform you go to. I don't care what website you visit. You're going to find this in the form of advertising. And it's very misleading. And why are these ads still allowed to persist? I'm talking about these ads where you apply for and you're supposedly eligible for a government stimulus card or a grocery advance card or whatever you want to call it. It's some kind of government benefit card to help with buying groceries, paying your bills, and other things. Now, for the vast majority of us who are struggling to get by in this economy, that sounds like a very good deal. I mean, it's like get something for some free money to help assist in getting your expenses taken care of, and not having to pay it back. Well, after seeing enough of these ads, where they say, well, if you're making less than $50,000 a year and you're neither on Medicare or Medicaid, you may be eligible for this. Well, my curiosity perked, and I decided that one afternoon to call the number and find out just what I had to do to be eligible. Now, bear in mind, I went there with a very healthy dose of skepticism. Given a lot of things I've observed over my lifetime, it's a good practice to enter anything with a healthy dose of skepticism. Because if you don't, you walk in naive and full of wishful thinking, you can easily get set up, and you could fall for a scam. Going back to my youth, I remember a statement that was made by none other than President Ronald Reagan, and it's a sentiment that echoes even today. It's trust but verify. Okay, so I called the number that was advertised. I spoke to the customer service representative, and I found out that, yes, this particular one, I checked off the box for making a little bit less than $50,000 at the time. I also checked the box for not being on Medicare or Medicaid, but then they asked another question that is not asked in any of these ads. Now, that question caught me by surprise because nobody ever thinks about this, because the vast majority of us don't fall into this category. The customer service representative then asked me, do you currently receive any benefits from the VA? And I answered, yeah, I'm a veteran. I'm rated at such and such disability, so I do qualify for various medical benefits on the Veterans Administration. Well, that's when the surprise hit. The surprise hit because I found out that, boom, I was not eligible for this program at all. So they're looking for people who were never in the military, in addition to being almost dirt poor, and, but still my question remains, are these valid? I still have a lot of skepticism about that. I have also, had my curiosity perked when I see right around the corner from where I live, there's a place called Assist Wireless. That's one of these low-income wireless phone services where you can order a wireless plan for free or at a much reduced rate, depending on your income status and whether you're, collecting like SSI, if you're on food stamps, Medicaid, or whatever other benefits are out there. So, I got curious and checked in on that too. Well, here we go. Okay, I did not qualify for any kind of wireless or internet assistance because I don't get Medicaid and I just simply make too much money, period. I didn't qualify, though you got to give a man credit. I was trying to save a buck here or there because there are there's always a way to try to save some money and stretch things further. But going those routes just wasn't going to work out. Now, you don't see ads for Assist Wireless and other similar plans advertised all that much, but the one for the grocery card is all over the internet. And yes, I've asked that question, not about that, and I've also asked that question about why other offers that are clearly scams and are ripping people off, why are they continue to be allowed to advertise? And it's real simple. It all boils down to money. As long as the media platforms are willing to take the money from them to pay for advertising, the advertising will continue. And until there's enough backlash and enough pushback from users and viewers to say, hey, no, we don't want this on our advertising anymore because we know it to be a scam, we know it to be less than stellar, then until that happens, the advertising is going to continue. Usually it's going to take a lot of pushback from the community, from the users, before it is finally taken down. Or at least relegated to late at night, like a certain commercial I saw when I worked security at a hotel where they had the professional cowboy advertising almost painless catheters. Almost painless. I'm sorry, I'm a man. The moment you mention the word catheter and I'm like, yikes! That just makes a grown man cringe in fear. And need I say more? I don't think so. So these kind of gimmicks just continue to go on and on and on. But let's go back to a lesson that was taught. Most of us, in the 60 and older crowd, were taught this from childhood, that if something looks or sounds too good to be true, guess what? It more than likely is. And in this case, this offer of free assistance, free money, is too good to be true. It just is. After all, it's also been said, and I don't know who originated the phrase, but it's also been stated many times that you can also find free cheese in a mousetrap. And it is only until after it is too late that the poor mouse realizes why the cheese is free. So please be careful. If you are curious or interested in signing up for something like this, do your homework. Don't become the victim of a scam and be parted with your money more than what normal daily living already does. This is John Cady signing off for this one. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you on the next one.